I'm just gonna ask Austin which of the three losses are more painful for him.
No one cares about the quarter. Can you just say two? No one gives a fuck about the quarter.
I
I don't
think
even give a fuck about
I
the
think the
quarter.
quarter is the biggest one now.
Why?
You're so defensive of the quarter.
How am I being defensive to the quarter? I said no one gives a fuck. Just say the two, because we
Yeah.
already know which one anyone cares about. We're trying to shorten the episode, not make it longer. Just don't mention the quarter.
I'm
We'll
mentioning
mention
the
it
quarter.
later. You'll
I,
mention it later.
I'm
It comes
mentioning the
up
quarter.
too many times.
I'm mentioning
Just
the
say
quarter.
no, because now it's overcomplicated. It's an intro. It doesn't need to have like a Bible of lore dedicated to three losses.
All right, hit the
The
music.
rule of threes.
All right, hit the music. So Austin, which one of your losses hurts the most this week?
You already know, bud. You already know. You already know. That blocked kick literally took my heart and replaced it with a void of nothing. But it's it, what's going on here? Where's Jay? Did you? I thought you were gonna like negotiate. Did you bring him
Uh,
back? What's going
yeah,
on?
I did negotiate with him. I did.
Where is he?
I was
Do
gonna give him all 9 of my quarters. Or all 9 of your quarters, I should say.
do I have to do the intro now? Where
I
is I
I guess
can't.
he's running late.
Guess I'll
I
have to kind of start this. Or good day, people of the logs. Uh,
This
thank you
is
for
just as
joining
good as
in.
my closer last week.
Thank you for joining. Stop interrupting me.
How about I
Thank you.
interrupt you?
Oh,
He's back.
yes, he's back. The 9 quarters worked.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to episode 12. Somehow, some way, I got the negotiation, baby.
The 9
We
quarters
got
worked.
the pay raise. I took the week to think. I think I'm gonna tough it out for this season. We'll talk about next year. I think that needs to be a new negotiation, but
$2.25.
we'll tough it out for the rest of the year. Deal with these idiots.
Somehow
to-
Palpatine returned.
Welcome to episode 12. I'm just sad. I mean, we got 6 days till the trade deadline. We have had a whole bunch of nothing for entertainment for me.
There's a trade.
One,
We got a trade.
I want some
It
more
happened.
personally. I'm that guy who just wants nothing but chaos, and so far it's been pretty boring, not gonna lie.
By the time
But-
we record next week's episode, it will be past the deadline.
And we will know if people want to make me happy or not.
Yep.
But moving on. We got our first new-ish attempt at a segment this week with our open, which, little spoiler alert, didn't go as we planned. We only had
No.
one person join.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully moving forward, if we want to do this, we get some more participation. Please join the Discord, come chat with us. We will talk to you, especially if we have this open bullshit segment. Come on in, talk to us, have some fun. But, gentlemen, how we doing this week?
Doing good now that you're here, Jay.
I really am the glue, aren't I?
You really are. You have been this whole time.
I think Snake could run it all.
Not
do
a
you think,
chance.
Snake?
What?
You could run this, right? You could be the host.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Yeah,
See,
right?
I think next week, let's do a poll this week in the Discord. Well,
Hell no.
next week,
The
does Snake host the podcast?
the league does not want the number 1 team in the league to be the host of this league.
Number 2 team? Oh, that
Papa
loss
Mocha
really
took
hurt
it.
you. That
Papa
loss
Mocha
really hurt
took
you
it.
this week, huh?
Yeah. Lost one game in 9 freaking weeks, and I drop a seed.
Well, speaking of you losing, let's get right into our Week 10 recap. First up, We'll do you, Mr. Snake. We got Slap Yo Mama versus Toilet Snake. Slap edging out the close win over the what we all thought was going to be the undisputed champion. I guess that's
never
not
thought
going to
that.
happen. This is fine. I'll say it. I thought it was going to be the undisputed champion. We finally see the crack in the armor. Does this turn into the first of many?
I'm gonna say thank you because someone finally had faith in me. No one else did. Everyone said I sucked. 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, couple things. I'm not
It's a
gonna
lot of
count them.
things. It's a lot
Some
of things.
Some things. I felt a lot better about this week than I did last week against high class dumpster divers. That week I did not deserve the win, but I got it. This week I felt almost contrary. I did not deserve to absolutely win this game, but I feel like justice was served and I got the loss that I deserved last week. I was Stafford throwing 6 inches lower than he did on the last play of the game away from
Monday
winning.
night.
So that felt pretty good. I did lose. I'm not gonna say I don't deserve the loss. Congrats to Slap. He slapped me. He slapped my mama. He got revenge for me picking him.
I
and
was
jinxing
just
him
gonna ask you
constantly.
that.
So yeah, I don't feel bad. He also, I argue that you should not get negative points for a blocked kick. So I said that in the Discord as it happened live. So I feel like he deserved the win regardless. So there you go. I don't know if there's a way to change that. Probably not because it just counts as a missed field goal.
Yeah.
But if there was a way to change it, I'd vote to change that. But I don't think we can change that.
Yeah. You were one player change away from winning this game. And you were on the edge of starting either one of them that would have won you the game, so
Yeah,
So
it kind of hurts,
close
but
yet so far.
yep.
it be what it be. It be what it be.
Next up, we got our other guy in the back. Concussors versus Little Melka. Little Melka kind of putting the hurt on a guy who already was down. I mean, this was like kicking dirt on the guy when he was already doubled over in the sand.
You want to know the worst part about this, Jay? This is the guy that traded me Jamar Chase. And the Jamar Chase put up
I was gonna say,
70
he was the
points.
majority of your points.
He put up 70 points.
I think there's a lot of fantasy owners across the entirety of the U.S. that just had Jamar Chase, and they were like, "What?
Yeah.
What is this?
It was.
What is my free win?"
I'm very happy with this win. To be fair, I would have won even if Jamar didn't put up 70. Concuss's team just kind of died on him this week. But I'm gonna be honest, I wish Chase would have done this coming week against Dad. It would be much more helpful. But no, for some reason Jamar Chase hates concussors, and I don't know why.
Because he wanted to give him up.
Yeah.
It's true.
don't
Jamar
know.
knew. He
Yeah,
knew
this was
that
a revenge
Concussors
game
gave
for
him
him.
up, and he's like, "Oh, here it is. Here's the game I gotta go
Yep,
off for."
this was a revenge game for him.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. However, I will say, Kyle, the rest of your team was kind of disappointing this week.
Yeah, I had a few guys.
Your score looks ungodly because
I was gonna say,
you have a
don't
guy
you
put up
love-
70.
Don't
Yeah.
you love you can say that his team underperformed when he put up 247 points?
Yeah, I mean, let's
Because
say
one guy put up 70, but everyone
I was
else
gonna
kind of
say let's say Chase even put up like an average score though. I still would have put up 200 points.
190. But yeah, sure.
I mean, if Chase puts up 20 points, that takes
That's 190.
50 off the board. That puts me at 197. And
Whatever.
Chase doesn't score less than 20 very often.
Whatever, dude.
But-
Well, speaking of your father, Mr. Barnburners. Moving on, we got Barnburners versus Endzone Gods. Barnburners getting the win again, and as Snake alluded to, taking over the number 1 spot in the league.
Yeah. Yep.
You said
Uh,
it, man. I'm just piggybacking off you.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Endzone put up a good fight.
I'm gonna say Endzone has put up back-to-back good weeks.
Hmm.
I think this man's on his way to crawl back because for a little bit, for like 4 weeks straight, he put up like 140, 150, and I was starting to question this man. But like, he put up what 207 last week,
Something like that.
195 this week. So he's trending upwards at the right time, just to win that third spot back potentially.
Gotta win this week.
Big week coming up. Big week. Next up, we got Pineapple Express versus T-Rex, bitches, in a close matchup. T-Rex getting the W.
Yeah, T-Rex skated out of this one by the skin of his teeth. This would have been rough one to lose. That division's quite tight right now, and those bottom few spots, it's a tough spot to lose a game right now. And to lose to Pineapple that'd be pretty rough.
Damn. Saying losing to Pineapple's rough.
You know,
I know he's down in the dumps too, but
no.
jeez, man.
This man
Pineapple
goes
was our
in the
boy.
Discord. He goes into the Discord, says that there's no chance to defend himself. We give him a half hour to come in to defend himself, and he doesn't show up. This is his fault.
Fair point.
He's just gonna let that out now. I thought we were gonna save that till after the fact, but
Oh,
We'll hit it twice. We'll hit it twice.
we'll hit it twice. Yeah, I'm not. I'm a little salty. You didn't come in and at least just say hi. You know, that would have been nice. But whatever. Yeah, Pineapple needed to put an absolute perfect roster out to beat T-Rex in his second to worst week on the season. He put up one that was worse than this. He put up like a 169 or something. And yeah, he put up 179. Very beatable score, especially for someone like T-Rex who's been putting up 200 basically every week. Yeah, but his optimum was 182, so he needed to put every single string that he had to win this one. But he didn't, and he didn't show up, so I'm mad.
And our last regular matchup for week 10, we got a new record for this season. We got the lowest score of the year with High Class Dumpster Divers at a 113.58. That hurts. That's a rough week. Versus Deflated Balls at 191.10. Deflated obviously getting the win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say about this one. I mean, he made a duck, that's
he
for
put
sure.
up a duck. Yep. Threw up a duck.
High class. Oh no.
He's so hurt. His receivers are so hurt. His wide receivers suck. It's just his team. He needs to blow it up.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. There's been plenty of running backs on waivers that they could have picked up. They have four running backs that are worth nothing, and they have Brian Robinson, who's pretty good. I'll say they have one guy that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But the rest of them they could have easily dropped at some point during the season.
The fact that he had to start
Kiami Vidal,
who got hurt. Kiami Vidal, who got hurt and didn't play basically the entire game. Jalen Wright, Tajay Spears at least put up 8 points, and then his receivers were a man who was shot like 3 months ago, and Romo Dunze. At least Pearsall had a good game.
Pearsall had one catch for like 60 yards and a touchdown or something.
He had 4 for 73 and a touchdown.
So four.
This is a respectable game.
3 yards and then one catch for all the other yards.
It was a 46-yard touchdown, but yeah.
Whatever.
It's a respectable game. Put up 19 points, but the rest of his team is great. The rest of his team sucked except Brian Branch.
He also didn't have an edge rusher because one of them was on bye and one of them was out. And I'm gonna be you could have dropped Gary.
He's
got
very
homery, but
he's got 3 zeros on his team from this game. It was a bad week. He only had one guy on his bench that put up any points.
Yeah, he did.
And then he had 3 guys in his starting lineup that put up zeros. So he had 13 guys put up 0 points this week. Oof.
I feel for him. I do.
Yeah.
I guess it was destined for someone to have a dud, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Solid week for Deflated. Keeps him in the hunt, playoff hunt right now. Big game this week against End Zone Gods for him.
We're getting to that time though, where I mean, almost all these games are going to be pretty big when it comes to either A, getting into the playoffs, or B, seeding.
When
you
it
know?
comes to the last 3 playoff spots, there's 5 teams that can get into that spot right now.
I believe so.
And so every single one of those teams, every single one of those games is a big game.
And wrapping up our Week 10 recap, we got our game of the week. We got Anyone But Melka, aka Diamond Dogs, versus Big Boy Club. Big Boy Club getting another win. Another guy who's kind of been on a tear lately.
Yep, Big Boy Club is I'm pretty sure he's, unless he blows up at this point, he's probably locked in the playoffs. And not to correct our newly paid host, but he is currently, wouldn't it be nice to have a running back? Or wouldn't a running back be nice?
Well, my notes say otherwise. You could have changed it, but you didn't.
I did not.
You're supposed to be my notes guy. You're supposed to be the stats guy. Guess who's not doing their job? You.
You know what? Fair enough. I took a pay
You are
cut this
setting
week.
me up to fail.
I took a pay cut this week to get you paid. So
I think our budget is overflated. It is. We're gonna blow this whole thing up.
yeah.
You guys get paid?
Yeah. You don't? Oh wait, you just lose money on this podcast.
What?
He's the reason we're getting paid.
Yeah, you're the entirety of the reason that we're getting paid. You losing money is the only reason that Jay is making money. Might as well just give your quarter losses to him.
Someone's got to be on the bottom of the totem pole, you know.
That's not how pyramid schemes work.
Who said this is a pyramid scheme?
This is a Ponzi scheme.
That was an invitation for someone to say that's exactly how pyramid schemes work. Oh, this is probably where I'm supposed to say something about the big
The
boy
game.
being gifted a team that's championship caliber and how he's one
Just
of
say
3
something
teams that
so
are locked
while you're
in the-
talking, I can think about a transition to the one trade we have.
That was me talking. You interrupted.
Well, do it again.
It was funny. So this is probably the part where I'm supposed to say something about Big Boy being gifted a championship caliber team.
This is that time, yes.
Okay. Big Boy was gifted a championship. You get the drill at this point.
I don't
get
know
the-
why you hate on Big Boy so much.
I don't hate on him. He's a great guy. I talked to the man. He's a great guy. I like him. I think he's fun to talk to. I think he's cool. However, he needs to
He was
know
cool
the
with the team.
pain. He needs to know the pain. He does not know the pain. He's ready to win a ship this year, and he doesn't know the pain. He needs to know. Everyone else in this league, including you, Kyle, kind of, even though you won it in the second year, you kind of know the pain a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit. You kind of know the pain. Not to my level, not to Pineapple's level, not to Concussor's level. Ain't nobody know that pain.
Nobody knows the pain of concussors. He lost because a man died on the field. He lost the
because,
championship.
Man, no one knows his pain.
Yeah, he lost the
I'm just
championship because a
saying.
man died on the field.
I'm just saying, if Big Boy wins it in his first year, he's going to rob himself of actual satisfaction. That's all. Anyway, continuing.
Speaking of not getting satisfaction, our trades, our waivers, and our interesting things.
You gotta trade this week.
One.
It is better than the last several weeks.
It is better than the
gonna
last
say.
3 weeks. I'll give you that. But being less than a week away from the trade deadline, I was hoping for a little bit more, and I think I've realized my problem.
You have
I'm
too
expecting
many
something.
expectations.
I should obviously lower myself.
I'm going to say this.
We've had-
Before this year, I feel like there's been maybe at most 3 trades in a season.
I was gonna say we've
You've
had
been a
more
little
trades.
spoiled this year.
We've had more trades this year than we've had in probably the last 2 years combined, excluding the bullshit trades that Austin and I have done for like backup safeties.
I'm going to say it. It's not enough. I want more. I want more. But our one trade, it'd be a disservice if I didn't say the one trade we got.
For sure.
So we do have a trade this week. We got Slap and Barnburners. Barnburners finally getting a receiver because he's been begging for one for what, 3 weeks now?
More than
Last
that.
time he was on the podcast, what, 4 weeks?
Something like that. It's been a while.
Since week 3.
So
I'm not gonna lie.
so Slap gets Chris Godwin, aka, a dedicated IR player,
Yep.
and a 3rd round pick. And Barnburners gets Calvin Ridley in return. Which the funny part on that is he had Ridley before.
Yep.
So he just gave away a 3rd round pick
for
to
a
get
guy
his
that he
old
had.
player back.
Yep.
Take it away, gents.
Austin, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it. Jay, you said the entire thing of what I was gonna say. He had him. He dropped him. I called his ass out in the group chat. I'm not gonna lie. I called his ass out. I said, "You think that's a great trade, huh?" He said, "How about that trade, suckers?" I'm like, at least Jay's gonna be someone happy, and that didn't even work. I was wrong. But I'm gonna flip the coin here. It did help him win this week. He would have lost the end zone without Calvin Ridley.
You know what? Sometimes it's all you need, though. Just need that one move. This is the only reason why I was a proponent of trading so much this year, is that a single trade, even if it's something like this, where a player was already on the team, and it's just some movement, this could win you a week. There's some guys on this, in this league, that could use a win. Who's to say that them making a late trade doesn't help them win? That's the only reason why I was so amped up about trades, okay? I knew the possibilities.
I mean, it is true. This trade did help him win last week against End Zone Gods. I just hope that he doesn't put up 2 touchdowns against me this week.
Well, since we got our one interesting thing we can talk about this episode, aka the trade, out of the way, what else do we want to bring up in our waiver interesting things, boys, for this week?
Yeah, so Jay's been calling out the bottom feeders in this league. He got a pay raise, so he gets a paid break at the moment, so I'm going to do it for him. We've got 3 official teams that cannot win their divisions anymore, which means that they are eliminated and cannot get a round 1 bye in the playoffs. Mathematically, they can still make playoffs, but they can't win the division. These 3 teams are Pineapple Express, High Class Dumpster Divers, and of course Concussors.
Good job, gents. Proud of you.
One of these 3 teams.
I just feel bad for him, to be honest.
One of these
do too.
3 teams is gonna have the number 1 pick, and Pineapple won't even have his number 1 pick if he does get the number 1 pick. The first overall, if he ends up being the worst team in the league, goes to Nick, which could be very dangerous.
Could be.
Who's gonna get the number 1 overall pick between these 3 gents? Pineapple better hope it's not him, because it's gonna look bad after all them trades. All right,
True.
They did not age very well for him. No, they did not. But he's got CMC back now. He's got Derrick Henry. I know he said he's selling after this loss, but if he keeps him, he's definitely not gonna have the first overall pick. If he keeps him and plays him, he's not. Concussors, that's where it becomes more interesting of a topic. Concussors has been middling all season, rounding about 150 every week. Every week. In the beginning, he's dumped his entire team several times.
3
trying,
times at least.
begging for a win. Traded Jamar Chase. He's gonna get Pacheco back.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to start him yet. He's gonna get him back.
Mhm.
So that's gonna help him. And then we got High Class Dumpster Divers.
They play
Who's
each other
either
this
putting
week.
up 100 or 190, depending on if their guys are shot or not. I'm gonna say I feel a little bit the most bad for high class. I'm not gonna lie. I think it comes down to who's putting up the least amount of points, which is probably high class. So I think high class is gonna take the L, the dub.
The
It
number
depends
one
on if
pick?
they want it or not. The number one pick, yeah, they're gonna take it. There you go.
Moving on to our Week 11 matchups. As per usual, I'll run through the first five first, and then we'll get to the game of the week at the end, and we'll get the guys' thoughts in between. First up, we got the Battle of the Melkas again, except a little bit different stakes this time. He can't kick you out.
Nope.
So we got Barn Burners versus Little Melka. We got Wouldn't a Running Back Be Nice, aka Diamond Dogs, versus Toilet Snake. We got Deflated Balls versus End Zone Gods. We got T-Rex Bitches versus Big Boy Club. And we got Pineapple Express versus Slap Yo Mama. Gents, what do we think about these Week 11 matchups?
All right, I'll talk about the Family Bowl. It'd be great to beat Dad this week. I don't have the confidence I had the last time I played against him. I was coming off of a couple monster weeks before playing him last time. I said something along the lines of I'm gonna beat him by 40. That didn't happen. In fact, the exact opposite happened. So hopefully I don't get beat by 40.
Kyle,
Yeah,
Papa Milk is gonna beat you.
probably.
40 points.
I hope not.
40 points.
Quite possible.
Anyway, sorry, I had to bring that up again. This game is very important for you. Very important for you. How important is it, Kyle? You tell me.
If I win, I stay a game ahead of Deflated minimum. If I lose, Deflated will be even with me in record.
Right on your butt. Right on your butt.
Mm-hmm.
You need to win this game. I pegged you as the champion this season. Last week, Jamar Chase was crazy for you. You put up
Chase was
47. You're still a very scary team. Everyone else kind of put up middling numbers. I said that before. I'll complain about it all I want. I just got to give you some shit, all right? You can't have everything. You can't have everything. Someone's has to fucking.
I had a couple
hack
good
you a little
players
bit.
outside of Jamar.
No.
I had a couple good players outside of Jamar.
A couple good players.
You also had like 8 people put up like 1 point, so whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
Anyway, big game for you. I have faith. You're still my Super Bowl pick if I don't do it. And that's when you say, "Aw, you're my Super Bowl pick. Let's talk about your game. How about you and Nick? How's that game gonna go?" And that's where I go. Yeah, I know Nick really wants to win this game. He said it before. He said, "I really want to play Patrick Mahomes against you, and I could win it." And then it'll be like, "Yeah, bet." And then he's gonna suck with Patrick Mahomes. But anyway, now's your time to talk.
Oh, it's my turn to talk. Yeah, I
Yes.
think you'll win this game. I don't think you're gonna win the championship.
It's where you're supposed to say that I'm your championship pick because that's how it went. That's how it's supposed to go, right?
I think it's possible you make it to the championship game, but I don't think you're gonna win it. All right. Well, moving on to the game or the team, I should say, that you brought up. That's currently on my tail. Is Deflated Balls versus End Zone Gods. I've been asking people to beat End Zone Gods a lot lately. You know, I have been saying that quite a bit, and you know what? I feel bad about it. So this week, End Zone Gods win. Go ahead and beat Deflated Balls for me. That'd be very helpful. Yeah. That's what I got.
You turncoat, conniving little bum. I could talk up and down the world about how important this game is for both of those teams.
And me.
And you, yeah, on the outside, yeah, it's important for you too. But I won't because it's very much stating the obvious. Both these guys need to win this game, and if they don't, then it's not very much disaster for Deflated. He could still kind of come back for it, but it's not gonna be pretty. End zone. If he doesn't win this, I'm gonna call him out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, we're gonna keep in the theme of out of the playoffs. Pineapple. Do we call it here? Is he out of the playoffs?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. However,
Mathematically, no.
mathematically no. Mathematically no. However, he has the opportunity to upset Slap Your Mama, to
Yep.
make him very much sad, to make sure he doesn't slap Pineapple's mama, and make sure that he's not in the playoffs.
I think my easy pick for the championship this year. And I know that you want me to tell you that it's you, but it's not.
Is it Papa Melka?
No, it's T-Rex, bitches.
T-Rex, bitch. He just put up 179. That's not that good.
Yeah, but what did we say? It's only his second week under 200 points this entire season.
Yeah, whatever.
T-Rex bitch is gonna win it. Unfortunately for Big Boy standing in his path this week, and I think T-Rex is gonna take this one again.
I give Big Boy a lot of flack. I do.
You
just for taking on the team that he did. Maybe he doesn't deserve it. I still think he needs to feel the pain. I think he does. I really do. Otherwise, the wins, they aren't gonna feel as good. However, he's gonna slap the shit out of he's gonna take up the Slap Your Mama mantle this week, and he's gonna slap the shit out of T-Rex.
Okay.
I'm
Didn't know
calling it
that we
now.
were making a quarter bet argument for this one.
Do you want to bet 2 quarters this week? I got a lot of debt to make up.
Sure, why not?
All right, cool. Now
Well,
let's
that-
go on to the other freaking quarter game.
Wrapping up our Week 11 matchups, we got our Game of the Week, or should I say Tank Bowl of the Week.
Hell
We
yeah.
got High Class Dumpster Divers versus Concussors. The battle of 2-8 versus 3-7.
This is the most important matchup.
It's not. You're not wrong.
This is the most important matchup.
Maybe for
Whoever
them.
whoever loses this week has a very real chance of the number 1 pick. And I'm gonna be honest, we should be picking who loses this game. But we're gonna keep it straight. We're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna
Do you
pick
want to
who
pick who loses? No. Do you want to pick who loses? We can do that.
you want to.
We can do that. Just establish it. We can do that.
All right, we'll establish it.
What you want? What
We'll-
you want?
We'll take the teams that are our pick will be the team that loses this week, that we think is gonna lose this week.
I mean, we already have the pick for the team that's gonna win, so we can take the pick.
True. You know what? Yeah, you're true. We got the teams that are gonna win. I take T-Rex. You take Big Boy.
Easy,
For the teams that
easy.
are gonna lose, I'm gonna take Concussors is going to lose.
Really?
Really?
You had first dibs, and you think no, High Class gonna lose.
I'm taking Concussors gonna lose because of those 13 players that had zeros last week, 10 of them were on bye, which means he's getting a lot of his team back this week. I know his running backs are still rough.
He gets all of his Packers back that he loves so much.
He gets his Packers back.
He only has 3 guys that are red.
Yeah. So I think he's going to win because he gets his guys back. It's not going to be by a lot. But Concussors is going to lose.
I think Concussors has a little bit more of a solid team than he does. Addison, I was never high on. Mooney's been pretty good this year. Bateman had a good couple weeks. I don't know how much more we can sell this week. It's a rough one. It really is a rough one. I feel bad for both of these teams.
It's a 3-point projection difference. And it's 166 to
really?
163,
Oh my lord!
which is great for a tank bowl pick.
that is a great tank bowl game.
Continuing on to our interview this week, we got something a little different coming on this time.
We tried.
Threw it out there in the Discord that said, hey, we want to have a bullshit hour. Anyone can come in, talk some trash, talk about the league,
Hang out.
hang out, and one person showed up, and it's too late now to do an interview. All we got was barn burners for this segment, so I think that means we're just gonna fucking cancel this shit, and we're not doing this anymore. So, moving on, I think we're going back to the interview format, boys, maybe?
Yeah, we'll go back to the interview for the rest of the season, probably through the playoffs. We might get a couple people on here through the playoffs. Every once in a
Maybe
while,
do a
just
guest host in the
yeah, just a
playoffs.
guest host. We'll try again the group project at the end of the season after the season wraps up to kind of get everybody's reactions on the season. But yeah, this
Here you
failed.
are. Here's our failed group project since no one wants to come join us in the Discord. Trying out something new this week. We got the bullshit hour, and I know it's only a half hour, but I'm calling it the bullshit hour. We got the boys and I sitting in Discord at the allotted time. Actually, 6:01 now, so a minute past the allotted time, and nobody's here to bullshit. I'm sure they'll show up.
Nobody's here.
I'm not counting on it.
Not counting on it.
If
We
not,
got a
this will be
very
dud of a segment,
lackluster-
and it'll be fine.
We got a very lackluster response.
No, nobody ever, I plug this Discord every time, and nobody ever cares.
Well, this has been great. Goodbye.
I'm gonna be pissed if not one person shows.
Right.
No, we'll just call the fuck. Oh, here we go! Yeah!
Hey, we got one.
Oh, stop, Papa Malka.
You're playing me on a good week this week, you know.
All I know, a good week for whom?
You. A good week for you.
Oh, for me to win?
Yeah.
For me to win?
Yeah, did you see who I had
Oh,
to
it's
pick up
sketchy.
this week?
I didn't even look, no.
I had to pick up Derek Carr because both Kyler and Baker are on buys.
That's goofy.
Oh, you'll be
as
fine.
fuck.
Carl will get you like 10 points.
I would love to have a combo touchdown with him and Kamara. That'd be great. It's not gonna happen, but it'd be great.
Yeah,
At least
pretty
you're
sure
real
that
about
can't
your
happen.
expectations.
I haven't even really looked at the fantasy too much yet. I don't even know what guy I got this week. I know I tried picking somebody up to fill one of my blank spots.
I think you got a couple.
I
No, he got a safety. I stole the other one from him.
got Rap. You got Chin?
Yep. I did
What'd
get
you think of that trade I made? From 0 points to 27 points? That was a pretty good trade, huh?
Considering it's a guy that you had earlier in the season, I think it's a wasted third round pick.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of goofy. I'm not gonna lie.
When you look at your roster and you have 4 wide receivers out and you have to play 2, you do what you got to do.
Fair enough.
He wasn't even the first one I tried to get. I tried to get Cooper Kupp first.
Yeah.
You probably weren't getting.
And then
the
I
play
tried to
doesn't
get-
move on anyone.
He was close.
Really?
I was gonna give him. Yeah, I told him he could have either Higgins or Godwin. I didn't care which one, and I'd give him my second in 2025 and a fourth in 2026. So he was close, but he didn't bite.
Hmm.
And then I offered the same thing to Big Boy for Adams, but he's like he needed Adams to play this week. He didn't have another guy to play, so he's like, I can't trade for a guy who I can't put in my lineup this week.
Understandable.
And I was like, fair enough. So then I called on Slap and I was like, so just out of curiosity, those 3 guys that are in your starting lineup, you ready to sell any of them yet?
So
He's like, no. And I'm like, how about Ridley? He's like, yeah, what you thinking? So it worked out. I mean, I had Ridley early in the season, so I had confidence in him. But then I thought that rookie was going to be amazing for Tampa Bay after they lost everybody else in their roster, but that didn't pan out. So I lost.
Yeah.
I dropped Ridley for that, and then
Was Baker really only throwing the ball to Cade Otton that game? Because he had a
Yeah.
good game too. That first week without Godwin and Evans, he had a good game. It was
Oh, he had a great
it was
game, yeah.
just Cade.
yeah, pretty much. And I played both of them, of course, figuring, oh, I got the whole offense right, and well, I did, but it just was really one player, not both.
Right. What did he end up having
But-
that game?
Like it's 20 something, I think.
Auden, he's had like 3 20s in a row.
Yeah.
Well, he
Up
had
until this
Oh,
the
except for this
first
week.
and say the first game without Godwin and Evans was 20. The first game without them was 29.1. The second one was 21.7, and then this week was 8.5. And then Evans should be back after the bye week.
Sure. Well, with that trade with Craig, and I had texted Kyle earlier in the week. The only reason he's like, Godwin can't help you right now. And I said, I know. I picked him up to trade him, and it worked out. So
Yeah, that's the other wild thing is they traded for
Yeah.
a wide receiver that's not going to play the rest of the season, and for a wide receiver that was just on the waiver wire.
hey, you do what you gotta do. Godwin's still pretty young though, so right, he's like 27 or something, so he can be good for Craig moving forward. Craig can trade one of his big name receivers at the end of the season after he gets bounced out of the playoff.
You
So
didn't want
next year-
DK?
Huh?
You didn't want DK?
Let me think. There was a reason I didn't try to get DK.
He's got
Either
a question mark.
That might be why.
Limited participant on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I don't think he played this week, did he? So I got all those points from Ridley, and I don't think DK even played.
No, DK hasn't. Well, DK was on bye last week,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so
he's
that
been
wouldn't come
out.
in-
He was out the 2 weeks before and then bye last week.
Right. So again, that wouldn't have helped me because I needed a receiver to play last week.
Yeah, it's fair.
But I think it works out because, like I said, Ridley's Ridley's schedule for wide receivers is pretty favorable. The rest of the season here, so I think I might be able to get some good weeks out of him because I'm pretty sure Pittman's on my trade/cut list right now, unless something crazy changes over there.
Austin's
Yeah.
always hated Pittman. He's said that you should have cut him like 2 years in a row.
You know what, though? He's been valuable on my roster. He's filled the role I needed him to fill. He's had weeks where he, played as a number 1, and he's had weeks that he's played as a number 3. But on the weeks I've needed him, he's scored me some points, so I can't really complain. I mean, I
He was
can.
14 last year. You can't really complain about that.
Right, that's what I mean. I can't really complain.
The year before, he's
And, of course, but like this year I'm very disappointed. But
the year before that, he was good.
Yep.
He's on and off, but I never saw him as the true one there. But they just never had anyone better, so he was in the situation to really be the guy.
it was volume, is what it was.
Yeah,
was-
because there's
it
no one
was
else
that-
there.
Right. I mean, and quite honestly, if any receiver on any team, if you can find a guy that's getting 8 to 10 targets every single week, regardless if he's the number 1 guy on the team or the number 2 guy on the team, that's somebody who should be on somebody's roster. That isn't somebody that should be floating around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we have bye weeks, we have injuries. I mean, look, like I said, how many receivers did you have out this year, Austin? All but one?
No, all 5 of them have been gone at some point. No, Brian Thomas didn't play a game, so yeah, all but one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same boat. Four out of my 5 have missed at least a game from injuries. So like, huge. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's been a rough year. I'm not gonna lie.
Time's up and my fire's dying, so I got to go give it some love.
All right. Thanks
All
for
right.
being the only one to join.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Wish it would have been more interesting, but
It is what
instead
it
it's
is.
just the old family chat. Yeah. All right, looking forward to hearing what you guys come up with this week. So, talk to y'all later.
See
All
ya.
right. Bye.
Well, I guess all I got to do is thank Barn Burners for coming and chatting with the guys because nobody else wanted to.
Thanks, Dad.
But we'll try it again later, hopefully. Maybe we'll get some more participation. But other than that, I think we're done for episode 12. Episode 12 in the book.
Think so.
Trade deadline in less than a week. We're at
Yep.
6 days. Somebody
Tuesday,
make my
November
day.
19th.
Please, somebody make my day between now and the 19th. But on that note, I want to thank you for listening to us bozos for another week. Hopefully we can get together and do a better episode next time. We got to get this back on track because this is not working. Open
think-
segment didn't work. Nah, man, this is horrible.
I think the episode was fine. The group project failed, but I think the rest of the podcast is good.
Either way, we appreciate you listening. Talk to us in the Discord. We will be there for suggestions or anything else you guys want to think about doing. Try to keep this thing alive as we push for the playoffs here. But on that note, we're going to wrap this up and get the hell out of here. Hope you enjoyed this week. We'll see you next time. See ya.
Later.
Yeah, 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 yeah.